So you've been hearing a lot about dark romance and you want to get started in the genre, but you don't want to go too deep too fast. You want to see if the genre is for you and see if you can dip your toes in a little bit and, read something a little bit softer than the deep end books, but also a little bit more than your fluffy rom-com books, right? Dip your toes into dark romance, starting with Still Beating by Jennifer Hartman. This book is incredible. This was a 5-star read for me. It does have triggering content in it, which all dark romances will. However, it's not overwhelming. It's also a very emotional read, and it tugs at your heartstrings. Highly recommend this book. This is a great toe dipper into the dark romance genre, in my opinion. Now, if you're usually reading rom-coms, fluffy romances, try Butcher and the Blackbird. This is a good book. Is it my favorite? No, but it is good. In my opinion, it is a fluffy rom-com with dark aspects to it. Is there triggering content in it? Yes, there is. Is it a dark, morally gray, questionable morals? No, not in my opinion. They do unalive people in the book, so there are really cringy pieces to it. There are going to be parts where you gag and want to puke, but it's not overwhelming. It's not like the dark romance, morally gray men are not in that book. So I think it's a good stepping stone, especially if you're used to reading rom-coms and fluffy romances. Now, I also added in Hawk and Kid by Jessie Hall. Hawk does go first, and Kid is a spin-off of Hawk. Now, neither of these are super dark in my opinion. However, both of them do have trigger and content warnings. They both deal with a lot of drug use. This is a big drug use book right here. The entire book talks about drugs. But this one has, oh my God, both of them have really good spice, y'all. This is really good spice. They're just triggering in a way that's more mental health, more trauma, not as much morally gray men, okay? Then the Mindfuck series. Do not let the title steer you away from this. I really think this book should be rebranded, but that's okay. That's a conversation for another day. This was very good. This is almost like a thrillery romance. It does have a lot of triggering content in it. The spice is not super spicy, I'll be honest, but I think this is a really great introduction, especially if you're used to reading thrillers, only thrillers. This is like a thriller romance. So this could start your journey into dark romance, and I think all of these books would be a really great toe dipper. See if this is even for you. See if, the genre is something that even interests you before you dive into things like Haunting Adeline, The Ritual, That Sick Love. Those are more advanced dark romance, whereas these, I think, would give you a good idea on if you'd like to continue in the genre.